Charlie tells us her story of how she lost the only person she loved because of her stupidity. Charlie and Kurt are two best friends who spend most of their time together. She suggests he get a girlfriend whom he can cuddle and text every morning, but Kurt is content with Charlie doing that. He's also against using dating apps and prefers putting himself out there. He mentions Hans, who has been asking Charlie out for ages, and advises her to give him a chance. Kurt accepts to try the dating app as long as Charlie goes out with Hans, and she accepts. Later, their friends ask them if they ever 60-timed with each other. Charlie confesses that it happened just one time, then they realize that they were just platonic. Kurt decides to try the dating app, so Charlie creates an account for him and handles it. She meets several girls, but none is a good match for her best friend. She orders a carrot cake made by the head baker, Jane. She thinks that she is the perfect girl for Kurt. She lets him know that Jane is 28 and has been running her cafe restaurant for 5 years. Charlie offers to buy Jane's remaining carrot cakes as long as she has a cup of coffee with her best friend, and Jane accepts. Charlie sees them as they chat and hit it off. They add each other on Facebook and text each other all the time. Charlie then notices that Kurt isn't talking to her as often as they used to. He forgets to reply to her texts and dedicates most of his time to Jane. He even ignores her while he texts his new girlfriend. Charlie sings at the opening of his restaurant and feels jealous when she sees him with Jane. Charlie's friends realize that the song she wrote is about him. She even says in the song that he might disappear if she confesses. Afterwards, Charlie drinks a lot and feels sick. Kurt helps her in the bathroom, where she reminds him of the promise he made to her dad back in 2004. He promised he'd never leave her. The next day, Hans tells Charlie that the other night he felt invisible to her, and so he decided to call it quits. Charlie's mom once told her that there are 3 types of men: a season or the fling guy who shows up on occasion and goes, a reason who teaches her a lesson, and a lifetime partner, the one who is forever. Charlie realizes that she was blind and that she was looking for her lifetime partner in the wrong places, while he was right in front of her. Charlie decides to surprise Kurt and heads to his apartment to confess her feelings. But moments later, he shows up with Jane and they start hooking up. They then find Charlie hiding under the bed. An angry Kurt reminds her to text or call before coming over. He makes Charlie cry, and she wonders why he changed. She misses him and says that he used to update her every day. He hugs her and comforts her, but then he reveals that he plans to ask Jane to marry him. Charlie lies and says that she is pregnant, so she needs to inform the father. Kurt drives her to Ilocos, where the guy lives. Charlie hopes that the trip will help him realize that she is his lifetime partner. That night, they spend the night at the hotel, where he confesses that he is in love with Jane and feels like a brand new person when he is with her. The next morning, the pair searches for Charlie's baby daddy and do some sightseeing. Charlie meets a tourist called Olga, who advises her to confess her feelings to Kurt. In the car, Charlie and Kurt recall their beautiful memories and the first time they met. She confesses that she can't imagine her life without him in it. That evening, Kurt promises he'll never leave her if the guy doesn't take responsibility. Later, they look at the stars and share a kiss. The next morning, Kurt kisses her again, but later finds the sheets stained with blood and thinks that something happened to the baby. She ends up confessing that she lied to him because she couldn't stand seeing him with someone else and that she is the one that he truly needs. She confesses that she loves him, but Kurt packs and leaves. She calls him and begs him to forgive her, but all he says is goodbye and hangs up. 3 years later, Charlie performs to an audience and assures them that one day, the one they love will return and will be right back in their arms. She's then shocked to see Kurt in front of her. He informs her that he is getting married to another woman called Bianca. Charlie says that his visit is unfair, as she worked hard to be in a good place and try to move on, but now her life is again in turmoil. She cries and Kurt hugs her. They catch up, and he reveals to her that they never had sex. That night, she was drunk and imagined them sleeping together. Kurt told Bianca about his best friend. She thought that Charlie was really stupid for letting him go. Charlie cries and agrees that she is stupid. The two friends hug and sob. Finally, the wedding comes and Charlie sings for the couple. Kurt mouths that he loves her. Charlie narrates that mistakes and regret are painful, but it's never too late to begin a new chapter.